Self-doubt fades the moment you choose to trust the quiet strength already living within you. And that is the thought for today. This episode of 7 Good Minutes is being sponsored by BetterHelp. Let's talk about something that doesn't get talked about enough: men's mental health. There's so much pressure on men to be strong, provide, keep it together, and never show when something feels heavy. But here's the truth. Strength isn't about bottling things up. It's about having the courage to speak up. Each year, 6 million men in the U.S. experience depression, and many go undiagnosed. If you're feeling the weight of it all, you're not alone. Talk to someone, a friend, a family member, or a licensed therapist. Because real strength starts with taking that first step. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, with over 35,000 therapists and more than 5 million people served. It's convenient, flexible, and fits into your schedule. And if you want to switch therapists, you can do that anytime. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. And today, 7 Good Minutes listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/7goodminutes. That's better, HELP.com/7goodminutes. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about the major key to overcoming self-doubt. Enjoy. What if the only thing standing between you and your next level of success is a lie you've been telling yourself? By the end of today's episode, you'll understand the root of self-doubt, where it comes from, how it disguises itself, and most importantly, how to begin overcoming it in a way that builds real confidence from the inside out. Self-doubt doesn't always show up as fear. Sometimes it shows up as procrastination. Sometimes it sounds like perfectionism. Other times, it looks like endless preparation without execution, what some call getting ready to get ready. But underneath all of those behaviors is a quiet belief whispering, "I'm not enough. Not yet." And let's be honest, that voice didn't come from nowhere. Maybe you grew up hearing more criticism than encouragement. Maybe someone important in your life doubted you, so now you've taken their voice and made it your own. Maybe you failed before, and that moment keeps playing in your head like a highlight reel of what not to do. But here's the truth. Self-doubt is not a character flaw. It's a habit. And like any habit, it can be replaced with something stronger, if you're willing to practice something different. So what's the major key to overcoming self-doubt? Action. But not just any action. Evidence-building action. See, most people try to think their way out of self-doubt. They wait to feel confident before they start. But confidence doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing. It comes from collecting moments where you kept your word to yourself. Where you tried, even if it wasn't perfect. Where you made progress, even when it was messy. Confidence is self-trust, and self-trust is built through repetition. So if you want to start breaking the habit of doubt, start proving to yourself, little by little, that you're capable. Not perfect, not flawless, just capable. That could mean speaking up one time in a meeting, even if your voice shakes. It could mean recording one video, writing one blog post, sharing one idea, without waiting for it to be perfect. It could mean getting up tomorrow and keeping one promise to yourself, even if it's small. These acts add up. They become the new voice in your head, the voice that says, "I can figure things out. I've done it before. I'm doing it now." And here's something else to keep in mind. Most people you admire, the ones you think never doubt themselves, they've just learned to act anyway. They've built their confidence by taking imperfect steps forward, again and again. They didn't wait until the fear was gone. They moved while it was still there. And every time they did, the fear got a little quieter, and the self-trust got a little louder. Now that doesn't mean you'll never hear the voice of doubt again. It just means that when it shows up, you'll recognize it for what it is, a momentary echo of old beliefs. And instead of letting it guide your choices, you'll know how to respond with action, with self-compassion, and with the reminder that you're still becoming. So let me challenge you today. What is one small thing you've been hesitating on just because you're not sure you're ready? Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to feel fearless. Do the thing. Build the evidence. Then do it again. Because every time you act in the face of doubt, you cast a vote for the person you're becoming. And if you keep voting, you will become that person. You don't overcome self-doubt by removing it. You overcome it by rising above it, one step at a time. Let's make that step today. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening.